Hi, beautiful Leo. Welcome to a new era. My name is Emma. Leo, we're doing a reading today on the 21st of July, and I'm still doing it a bit differently than what I've usually done. If you're new, you're not going to notice that. Welcome back to you old viewers, and welcome to your new viewers. I'm just going to sort of try to get in the messages that I'm being given over time now, the insights, the messages, the whatever's coming through right now, which might change the channel up a tiny bit. Not in the sense of what I'm doing, but in the sense of the messages that are coming through. So I feel like they're more and more sort of focused in on the answers for the awakened path. So it could be what you're doing financially on a Wednesday, but if that's the answer around something, it's going to be having some direct link to do with your awakening. So I think that's where it's going to be steered. I'm going to see where it lands, and just bear with me that I'm switching it up and doing a bit different here and there. I'm keeping in the silent part, and if you didn't get to that or get to hear that, that was last week, or the not last week, but the last love readings that I did. I ended it with 14 cards in silence, and it was very appreciative to get your comments about it, very much so, that you really enjoyed it. And I'm going to sort of continue to have that as a element, but just with 3 cards, not 14, but 3 cards at the very end of this reading. And then sort of it's like you get a lot of information. And if you listen to me before, you know that there's a lot of information. Sometimes it can be the first 5 minutes is about something completely different than what we have 20 minutes in. It could be something, we could be completely somewhere else. So it's sort of like also a bridge into the extended. If you're interested in the extended, there's like silence where you can absorb everything, let go what doesn't serve you, and receive what serves you, and then go into the extended, sort of a bit more open, if that makes sense. So I'm going to start with these beautiful angel answers by Doreen Virtue, just as your general, what's going on for you in this most awakening time that I've felt so far being on Earth, I think. And then we're going to have some clarifiers to why that is. So, Leo, for beautiful Leo, some general messages for this awakening path. Thank you. There you go. Ooh. It's going to be interesting to... So where do we want what? Okay, so right there and right there. Okay, thank you. Wow, it takes me back to just give me a moment, sorry. I don't know if this is like for one person. There's something, and I want to use the word, I see this cone. So don't focus too much. It's so interesting because when I read this card, it says no. When you read this card, it says on, which is amazing because the camera reverses the images. So in this case, it's really good that it says on. But if we don't care about that, and it doesn't even matter that I point out where I see it. What I'm being given here is a cone. I saw a cone, and then I hear the word snow cone. I'm not even sure what that is. If I were to translate that into Swedish, like snö, I mean, a cone for me is the cone with the ice cream, like with where you have like a waffle cone. It's like a waffle cone, and then you have the different flavors of ice cream in it. That's the cone to me. And then I'm being given snow cone. Is that I don't know if that is like slang. If that is something that you say instead of ice cream, you get a snow cone, or I don't know what that's equivalent with in Sweden, and I don't know if a snow cone is actually a thing. We might not have that. What is that I'm seeing though? It's like a slushy, like a. We have those slushies. I don't know if it's the same. And this is so particular. This is so specific. So it might just be that it's one or two people that have been talking about a snow cone, or you're eating a snow cone as we speak, as you're watching this, or it's almost like it's for you to now pay extra attention because this is for you. I'm seeing that icy stuff that you can flavor is really crappy. Like I don't it tastes like I don't know what. I do not like it. But it's like that icy stuff that you can have different tastes, like strawberry or Coke or whatever. That's what it reminds me of. Like I'm getting that slushy feeling. So if that is a snow cone, maybe, perhaps, like you're laying, I don't know, snow cone. Snow cone? So there's something about a snow cone for somebody. What I get here first is that there's a liftment going on, an upliftment. There's a move. I got this the other day. For whom? I'm not gonna remember now. That there's a moving on up. You really are moving on up right now, Leo, which means on this awakening path, that to me just, it might be that you're moving upstairs, it might be that you're moving upstate. It can be something like that as well. But for me, this is very specifically the energy that we're talking about. You're shifting your energy, you're moving on up. You're coming to higher realms, you're coming to higher vibration, and I feel like you're completely doing it on purpose. You know exactly what you're doing. As I said, that is 7:17 on the clock, and those numbers started to have significant meaning. So that is like the completion, whatever you've done up until this point, whatever sort of hardship, whatever easy flow, whatever life has taught you and you've collected on your journey, on this very awakening journey, up until this point, it's like it's time to reap the rewards. It's time to sort of settle in and just almost lean back and look at your laurels. Is that a word? Laurels. It's like a name, Laura, but it sounds like laurels. Sometimes I'm being given these words and it's not my native language, and so I don't know what it means. So I do apologize, but it's like I'm being given the word that most describes the energy that I feel. And I'm learning a lot of words, I just have to say. Laurels. It feels like something good, like you really are stepping into this period of your life now where you can sort of reap the rewards. And 17 is all about the eternalness, the immortality, is the never-endedness. So you tapped in to the universe. Has always been there. Your higher self has always been there. You've always been guided. There's always been a way for you to tap into these amazing resources that we have. But for right now, it's like we're started here and you're being lifted up to a higher vibration, and you're with the 717, you're in this most beautiful unlimited source place. You're in alignment with that now, Leo. Beautiful. And then we have these two coming out together, which is abundance. And I love, this is very ego, I love how it almost looks like me. It's very Scandinavian, and it's very much the way I sort of looked when I was really, really young. I was like completely white. I'm still pale, but I'm completely white, and like my hair was, I don't know what it has turned into now, some red type of stuff. This is, I don't know, and here I don't even know what that is. But it's like, that's how I looked, and there's something to this. There's something very white, like very innocent, very pure, like who you are as a child. And some of you guys maybe also had this very skinny navy, and even though you're sitting there with maybe dark brown hair today, or color by choice, you maybe started out this journey, this lifetime, with just completely almost albino type of white hair. And it feels like ever since those young years, ever since back when you were just a young child, and this could obviously be a boy as well, it's like, I sort of can't say it in any other way. You knew that you were going to get rich. And I don't know if you thought about it as, I'm going to have a lot of money. I just think, I hear the word, the world is your stage. The world is your stage. And you had this vision, or you had this longing and feeling from a very young age. And then life happens. Then we have wait, or tyav, as we say in Russian. Then life happened. And it feels like this is very innocent. This is like you as a child, you're having all the riches, like the riches are pouring out of your hands. It feels very, such a creative spirit, like very much singing. I get that some of you guys are probably very emotional around this, because it's like, it's almost like you forgot who you were as a child, or what dreams and visions you had when you were such a free spirit. It feels like this is such a free spirit, and the connection in, the spiral going upwards into the sky, complete connection. This is exactly what I'm talking about. It's like we're coming back there. We're getting back to that point. You were born, you knew that the world is your stage. You knew that abundance was in the cards for you, literally. It was written in the stars. I don't think you saw it as you're going to be super rich one day, but I think that you felt the abundance. You felt it was sort of it's sort of very Leo-like. It was a very unquestionable if you're the star or not. That's not even a debate. It's like, of course you are. I see or hear singing, like, or the world's your stage. So maybe that's why I picked that up. And then you sort of took a little detour, which is completely fine. I get the purple flame here. So for some of you guys, that might mean something. The purple flame. And it's like, okay, wait. I need to first find myself. It's like, and then we dropped down to really anchoring on earth, and it sort of started your journey, your very spiritual journey. And it's almost like ever since you dimmed your light a bit, it's almost like at one stage it just completely closed in on you. It's like it just completely closed in on you. And so that light, some aware, some unaware, it was taken away from you. You just dimmed the light. And here is like, okay, this spiritual journey where like there's flames coming out of you, like in the back here. How this has almost been closed off. I don't think that you felt heard or seen, or even maybe at some stage not even trusting that, is there something higher there? Like really, really mistrusting whether you should stay on this earth or not, whether you should just continue on, because it feels like if we were to describe the Leo, or the essence of Leo, this is not this, but what you then came from after this is like the complete opposite. Is you dimming the light and I feel like it's been survival mode almost, and sort of going into like disappearing, almost being invisible, standing in the shadow. This could mean that you picked up other people that you could stand in the shadow of, if that makes sense, like using somebody else like as a friend, family member, even parents, co-workers. You've chosen a path up until this point. I just can't stress that enough. Up until this point, you've chosen a path where you might be your fiery self. You might have had that, you know, lion-like fire, but it's like you've chosen occupations where you sort of don't shine your light, or you've chosen relationships or friendships where you, some way, shape, or form, have maybe chosen a person so that you can stand in the shadow of that person. And I just want to say it has served a purpose. Maybe you just felt like it wasn't no purpose for me. It was just that I was invisible. I didn't know who I was. So I was in the shadow of this person or of these people or of this group. Like you were the silent one. And it's so not Leo. So I think that it has taken a while, and it feels like it's almost new to you. It's almost now that you're sort of coming into your Leo-ness, to your strength, your power, and finding that holy crap, you've grown so much. You're almost past Leo. It's like if there's a Leo 2.0, good title, as we walk into the 17th minute. Excuse me, Leo 2.0. Easy. There's like we're having the sword here, and the sword is cutting through. It's like we're having that opening again. You were never completely shut off your spirit, your non-physical, your higher self. You just can't. Then you die, and then you're sort of back in with source anyway. So it's like you can never be completely shut off or cut off, but I understand that that's probably what it felt like at times. And during that cutting off or shutting off or going into that invisible state, there's been so much growth here that I don't know what foot to stand on. It's like borderline ridiculous how much growth a person can have in one lifetime. And you're finding a way out now. You're seeing, it's like we're connecting in. You're lifting up higher. We're lifting up higher, and then we're connecting in to the light again. Like the wings are starting to open. Here's where I see the purple flame. The purple flame might mean something to somebody. And it's like, and you're starting to connect in again. Like that connection, the signal is being sent out again. And it's never like the signal wasn't sent in. Look at yourself as a young child. There couldn't be a stronger connection if you tried. Like you are it. You are the star. We have like the 0 point. We have the beginning, Alpha and Omega, and you're a direct birth out of that. Like you're being birthed out of that, and you knew it when you were 5, 4, 3. You knew it. Having every color of the rainbow as a spectrum, as a spectra around you. And then it's been a journey, and you're now opening up again. And Leo, it's safe to do so. It's completely safe to do so. If you've been waiting on riches, if you've been waiting for this abundance, just this abundance in connecting in with spirit, or connecting in with actual money, or connecting in with whatever is abundance for you, just be patient for 2 more minutes. That's what it feels like, because it's coming. You just need to just continue to make that signal with the universe, or signal with your higher self. Just continue to make that stronger and stronger. Can we have some clarification on this, please? Yeah, let's start there. How beautiful is this? So we have then the number 6, memories of love, is coming out. You're starting to, I'm gonna get chills and I'm gonna almost cry. Because we have number 6 here. Number six is all about the love. It's all about the connection in with your inner being. That's what 6 is. As a unique frequency of the number 6 is you connecting with your inner being. That's no separation between the non-physical and the physical. Right? That's the number 6, and it's called memories of love. It's like you remember the light again. You remember who you are. You remember who you were. Absolutely gorgeous. What else for Leo on this very gorgeous awakening path? I love that. And how healed it is. Like we have this green border around this number 6. It speaks about healing and how whole you're becoming. I know it's been a journey, but okay, I just have to stop for a bit. I just see this. So it was, I grew up in a very small town. And then at the age of, it doesn't really matter. Long story short, when I was around 20 something, I moved to a larger city, Gothenburg, Göteborg. And it took a while. It took a while to get it. It took a while to find your way around. It was one way to learn the city walking. It was a completely other way to learn the cities being on a bike. It was a completely different ordeal to drive because of how it's planned. You get on that route and there's like a one way until you freaking are in the next city until you can sort of turn around again. And so I remember this one time I was on a bike, and though it happened maybe once or twice, but I was taking like a route where I've been walking a lot, and I was on this bike and with the wind in the air, and it's like I was going to one like A to B, and I went on that bike and I went through the town, went through the city, and sort of in the midst of it I was like, I got this. Like I can do this. I can be in this big city. It's not that big when you start to learn how it is. But it was like I get this. I can get from A to B. I can fix this. You know, there's sort of a relaxation that comes over you that you got this. Like this is huge and overwhelming. And did I make the right choice to come here alone? And like it's yeah, so anyway, it's that, I don't know if that simplifies a lot for you, like you almost a slap in the face, because that's not what I mean with the hardship that has been going on. It's just from the childhood, having all that stuff happening in between and sort of starting to come home again. It's like you're on that bike ride, or you're out on that walk, or you went for a drive and you figured it out. It's like, I know what route to take, and I know if I'm in this lane now, I don't have to shift lanes later on, because that's like, it's coming on really fast there. So I just figured it out. It's like a sigh of relief. It's like I freaking figured this out. I know where to go. I get this same feeling here. It's like you freaking figured it out, Leo. You know where to go. Okay? And then we have a Tower, solitude, number 9, and then wish fulfillment. I feel like you're the Star, though. The Star speaks about new adventures, new beginnings, making it happen. And the 9 for me is all about, it is an ending. You stepped out of something old, and I think that's the whole freaking paradigm for you. Is Leo 1.0 done, or stepping into Leo 2.0 is like the higher up version now, And instead of the Tower being, this is represented like as the Tower, when the Tower appears, is like, okay, there's going to be a major shift. I feel like this major shift has already happened for you, Leo, in the sense that there's no more drama, there's no more unpleasant surprises. Those you've already managed those. So it's like this Tower is anchored in by this mountain behind you. Like it's sort of like it's grown into it. It's almost, is that the same word? Fossils. Like those ancient, you find those ancient runes or dinosaur, like it's so freaking ancient. It's engraved in stone. That's what this Tower feels like. It's almost becoming stable. How much you even try to shake it or even throw in a tower there, it's not gonna work. It's freaking ruined into the mountain there, into the stone. It's set in stone. And it's just peaceful around it. And we're done with that. There's an ending, so we're stepping into the unconditional future with the wish fulfillment here of the star, a brand new start and a brand new adventure. And I feel like you're the star. You're coming into your own again. And I love how this is a book where on this side, perhaps you see it, on this side there's writing. Oh, if you just would focus. Can I focus here? On this side is writing, and on this side is a blank page. And you're dressed in blue, so it's speaking about, like, you can be really drawn to this blue frequency. I get Sirius, I get the Pleiades. Is that how you say it in English? The Pleiades. Sirius and Pleiades. Oh my lord! I almost want to take a picture of that. I'm not going to leave the reading though. There's like a heart. It's so beautiful. It's like, so it's really windy, and it's somewhat like, is it going to be rain? Is it not going to be rain? It's like a bit so-and-so weather. And it's a lot of clouds in the sky. And then at one stage, the clouds has just opened up, and so thick clouds. So it really gets this 3D heart going. It's just this heart that is opening up in the clouds. That's a very metaphorical. There's a heart that opens up in the clouds. Wow. Yeah, you're dressed in blue. So the connection with Sirius and the connection with the Pleiades. Pleiaderna. Some of you guys can have that, and also it's the very authentic version of you. It's the most truthful that you've probably ever been in your life. It's like no more bullshit of anything from yourself and from no one else. Just completely truth, honesty, realness. And it's like you have this book and you've written this one story up until this point, 1.0 up until this point, and now it's blank pages for you to write your future story with the 2.0 version. I really love that. I think this is going to be a final card before we go into the silent cards and then the extended. So what else for Leo on this awakening path? Wow. It flipped, but it got stuck in my finger. So throat chakra, authenticity, realness, truthfulness. Here you go. Stand your ground. It's a new dawn. It's a new beginning. Number 7, it's a completion. It's time to enjoy what you've reaped, what you've sown. Just have it all. It's time for you to have it all. It's like you're waiting for the sunrise here, and you're so freaking prepared for it. You practiced. It's like you practiced this journey. You practiced this, whatever you're gonna now step into. You're so prepared for it due to everything that you have lived up until this point. Stand your ground. Wow. You might want to fast forward while I shuffle to get your silent cards. These are my silent cards. 3 cards for Leo, please. 3 cards for Leo. Sometimes it takes a bit to get them out. Some enjoy watching the shuffle and some don't. So please fast forward if you want to. Three cards for Leo. Apparently you get 4. So guys, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to show you the images of these cards. And some of the images are very light. They're not so bold in the colors. So try to feel them rather than see them. That's why I picked this deck. And then if you feel like it resonates with you to go to the extended, the link is going to be in the description box down below. So thank you so much for watching and happy silence.